Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Scott Carpenter Park for a battle between the Collegians. This is the Spradley Collegians and the Boulder Collegians. Boulder Collegians are the home team tonight, as on the mound here in the bottom of the first inning is Evan Enright for Spradley. In the top of the first inning, we had some technical difficulties with our stream, but we have it going now. 2 hits for Spradley, but unable to capitalize on any of them, and so they leave a runner on second as starter Theo Dobkins is able to strike out the side. "3-0 count early here for the leadoff hitter Ryan Vogel, as this one is loaded into the dirt for ball 4.
Now batting for the Collegians, number 8, Brady Miguel.
Coming up now is the designated hitter for the Collegians, lefty Brady Miguel. On first is Ryan Vogel with Evan Enright. Vogel goes to second. He slides, and he is safe, it looks like. Vogel using that speed of his to steal a base and get a runner in scoring position early. Second pitch is high and outside for ball 2, so Enright having a little bit of trouble finding the strike zone right now. Early, 6 balls to start the evening for him. Miguel chops this one down the third base line and it goes foul. First stream in about a little over 2 weeks for us here. We've also had some rainouts here at Scott Carpenter Park this last weekend. Rainy weather on the Front Range.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Enright throws his first strike as he takes a look over his right shoulder, goes into his windup, and that one is outside for ball 3.
Hey, gotta be here, kid.
The 3-1 pitch. Enright with a look at Vogel, and this one is catches the edge of the zone for strike 2. That brings up a full count for Brady Miguel. The 3-2. This pitch is in and just catches the edge of the zone, and he gets Brady Miguel looking. Strike 3, and that is the first out of the bottom of the first inning.
Alec Ackerman.
Third baseman Alec Ackerman comes up to the plate. As this first pitch is right down the middle for strike 1. Alec Ackerman having a great game in that second outing against the Lumberjacks down in Littleton on Wednesday. Some great infield defense from him. Also swung the bat well, so a great game from him as the 0-1 pitch is in and swung on and missed for strike 2. Ackerman, just a lot of awareness, helping pitcher Adam Shue get out of a rough 6th inning on Wednesday. Had a lot of awareness to get a force out at home to cause a run not to score as Enright goes into the 0-2. This one is sent into center field. This one looks like it should be handled easily. And Vogel will look to tag up to third base. So Ackerman steps up, sends the ball into the outfield, and advances Ryan Vogel to third base as Vogel's teammate, Spradley University teammate, Jackson Chatterton comes up to the plate. Spradley out of Pueblo, Colorado, making the long trek up here to take on the Collegians. This is the first matchup between these two teams this season. As Chatterton bunts and looks to try and get Vogel home, but this one goes just foul.
Boy, Chatty. I mean, look how far third base is from.
Third base looks like it's slow.
Huh?
Third base looks like it's slow.
Chatterton showed bunt on the first pitch there as he prepares for the 0-1 from Enright. This one catches the edge of the zone, strike two. So a quick 0-2 count coming up for Jackson Chatterton. Chatterton struggling a little bit as of late. Going to look to get back into the rhythm he was in early in the year when he was one of the best hitters in the lineup as the 0-2 pitch is in. This one, off-speed pitch goes high for ball number 1. Collegians do have a matchup with Spradley in a few weeks down in Pueblo as this 1-2 pitch is chopped into shallow left. Looks like it will be handled easily, and that will retire the side. So Collegians leave a runner on third, are not able to capitalize on an early walk and good base running from Ryan Vogel. As we head into the top of the second, we'll be right back from Scott Carpenter Park. Back in Boulder, Colorado, as we get set to show you the top of the second here between both Collegians in the Mile High Collegiate Baseball League, as Theo Dopkins is on the mound, the left-handed pitcher out of San Francisco State. This first fastball misses the strike zone for ball 1. Dopkins on the 1-0 this one. Chopped foul. This is CJ Pino up to the plate, the second baseman for Spradley.
Do we get a logo?
Dopkins on the 1-1. This one is top foul once again, and that brings up a 1-2.
Yeah.
The 1-2 from Theo, and this one is sent into deep right center field. Rucco dives out for it, cannot get to it. Vogel with the throw into Gazdar, and Pino will have a standing double to start the second inning. So a leadoff double for Spradley as the left fielder Ronick Hernandez comes up to the plate. Theo Dobkins, last start back in Hayes, Kansas against the Hayes Larks in that second game, a win for the Collegians in extras. As this first slider is in for strike one. Theo pitched well to start in that one, struggled a little bit later in the day, but bullpen showed out in that one as this second pitch is in for ball one. And then the bats really started swinging for Boulder in the 11th inning, where they scored 6 runs and won 11-5 there in Hayes. 1-1 pitch from Theo. This one high and outside, ball 2. The 2-1. Look over his left shoulder. The southpaw into his windup, and this one nearly catches the bottom corner of the zone.
That's the sign we have.
You can tell Dobkins and his catcher, Oliphant, both thought that one was good for a strike, but it brings up a 3-1 as he's into his windup, and he catches him swinging here. Great pitch there. Theo Dobkins, a part of this loaded pitching staff for the Collegians. Both Mark Knutson and Tony Rucco have stated that that is the strength of this team, as this pitch is down the middle, strike 3. He catches him looking. After being behind 3-1, Theo Dobkins comes back and strikes out Hernandez to bring up the right fielder, Mason Chandler.
That 2 outs?
First pitch in here, that's a fastball. That one is true down the middle, strike 1.
I don't know why there's 8 up there.
The 0-1. That one right down the middle again, and so an early 0-2 count for Theo Dobkins, pitching against the left-handed hitter Chandler. The 0-2, and this one is just outside the zone. Looks like it caught the outside there, but called for a ball. As a 1-2 count is brought up here with 1 out. Still no score in the top of the second between the Spradley Collegians and the Boulder Collegians. 1-2 pitch from Theo Dobkins. This one is low and outside for ball 2. Theo Dobkins, not only a member of this loaded pitching staff, but also one of a few San Francisco State players on this team. One of a few San Francisco State pitchers as well, as this one is popped up down the third base line. Alec Ackerman calls him off and is able to catch the pop-up for out number 2.
Now batting, Conrad Holmes.
That brings up the catcher, Conrad Holmes. Again, this is the first of our doubleheader here between the Spradley Collegians and Boulder Collegians from Scott Carpenter Park here at the corner of Arapahoe and 30th Street. As this first pitch is low in the dirt for ball 1. Several other pitchers, Garrett Jensen, Lucas Quezada, also from San Francisco State, along with Theo. Lucas Quezada playing as the closer for the Collegians this year, as the 1-0 pitch is down the middle. Looks like he may have swung, doesn't matter, was in the zone, strike 1. One pitch, runner on second base. That is CJ Pino after a leadoff double for him. Theo catches Pino leading off a little bit. as this pitch is in for ball 2. Collegians typically running their starters through about 4 to 5 innings, running around the 80 to 90 pitch mark as the 2-1 pitch is in, and this one is tipped off the mask of Oliphant and foul for 2-2 count.
Yeah. Probably
2-2 for Dopkins. He'll look to probably go between 4 and 5 innings. Collegians like to get their starters in, or their relievers in, to pitch a few innings, and with these 7-inning games, they'll look to get in a little earlier as the 2-2 pitch just outside, and that brings up a full count. Typically, what Mark Knudsen and Tony Rucco like to do is, if they have pitchers looking to start later in the week, they'll have them go for a few relief innings in the previous games. As Holmes sends this one foul and keeps it at full count. Three-two, 2 outs, runner on second base as Dopkins goes into his windup, and this one is sent into deep right field. Looks easy enough for AJ Rucco, and it is caught for out number 3, and that will retire the side. So Theo Dopkins continues his shutout campaign so far as we head into the bottom of the 2nd inning. Still scoreless from Scott Carpenter Park. Quick turnaround here as we enter the bottom of the 2nd. Leading off for Boulder is John Gazdar, the shortstop. First pitch is low for ball 1. Gazdar hitting well as of late, as this one is a slow roller picked up by the third baseman, and that one is in time at first base for out number 1.
Now batting for the Collegians, number 25, Lane Oliphant.
Number 25, the catcher, Lane Oliphant, comes up to the plate with 1 out as this first pitch. Oliphant takes a swing at, and this one is sent to third and sent to first for another easy out. And so 2 quick outs for the Collegians. Collegians swinging early in the count here on Evan Enright. Evan Enright throwing a few off-speed pitches to start early in the count in the first inning. I think the Collegians realized that And so they are looking to swing early and possibly get on the end of one of those, but Gazdar and Oliphant unable to get much on either of those pitches. But Sean D, the first baseman for today, comes up to the plate and he takes one, looking for strike one. Sean D out of the University of Illinois, Chicago. The 0-1 pitch is in. This one off speed, low, and just misses the zone for ball number 1. One pitch.
Ooh,
This one inside. Sean D hooks this one straight to the Collegians dugout, and that brings up a 1-2 count. Sean D with an excellent game on Monday night in a non-league game against the Game Day Saints, getting his first homer of the summer for the Collegians. As the 1-2 pitch from Enright is in, and this one is low and bounces past the catcher Holmes for ball number 2.
Two.
2-2 count for Sean D. This one is inside and popped up. This one looked like Holmes was able to get under it. Runs into the net a little bit, maybe disrupted him a little on that fly out, and he's unable to get it, and that keeps the count at 2-2. Sean D, born and raised in Wisconsin. 2-2 count coming up. And right, this one is low. Sean swings at it, dropped by the catcher, but they are able to get the out at first. And so a quick 1-2-3 inning for the Spradley Collegians as the Boulder Collegians go in order and are unable to get anything going as we head into the top of the third. Still scoreless from Scott Carpenter Park. We'll be right back. Back top of the third inning, Theo Dobkins on the mound. First pitch is a fastball outside for ball 1. Approaching the bottom of the order as the designated hitter, Brayton Williams comes up to the plate for Spradley. 1-0 pitch is another fastball. That one is more inside, and he catches Williams swinging for strike 1. So that brings up a 1-1 count. Next pitch catches him swinging again, 1-2. Theo on the 1-2, and this one is another fastball high and outside for a 2-2 count. Theo Dobkins into his third inning, wants to continue this shutout as he goes into the 2-2, and he catches him swinging, strike 3, and a great way to start this third inning. Theo Dobkins developing a little bit of confidence on the mound. As we're back to the top of the order with the shortstop, Brock Rodriguez.
Number 1, Brock Rodriguez.
Dobkins gets the signal from his catcher, and this is a breaking ball for ball one. Second pitch is a fastball. This one is sent deep into center field and is an easy fly out for Ryan Vogel, who gets the catch there. And that is out number 2. That brings up the center fielder for Spradley, Ryan Downs.
Now batting number 2, Ryan Downs. The
First pitch to Downs from Dobkins. This is a fastball outside, ball 1. One 0 pitch. This one catches the inside there for strike number 1. Collegians have done a great job getting off to early leads, as the 1-0 pitch from Dobkins is high for ball 2. Both Ian Isdale and Grayson Gifford, who were the starters on Wednesday, noted how important it is for their hitters to get off to good starts and just give them that confidence on the mound. But Dobkins does not have that luxury today, as the score is still scoreless. He still maintains a shutout, as that foul ball brings up 2-2 with 2 outs. Dobkins on the 2-2. This one is lined into center, and that is a base knock for Ryan Downs. So that puts 1 runner on here in the top of the 3rd.
now batting number 5, Brady Blackford. The
As left-handed hitter Brady Blackford comes up to the plate. This is the 3rd baseman for Spradley. Many teams here in the Mile High Collegiate Baseball League playing in the Front Range, Denver, Boulder area, Bandits up in Fort Collins, but Spradley playing all the way down in Pueblo, so having to make the trip up here quite often. Pueblo about a 2.5-hour drive south of where we are in Boulder, as Dobkins throws to D at first base. 1-0. This is a fastball that catches the edge of the zone. Strike 1. Great pitch there from Dobkins. Collegians wearing their home white uniforms with their navy blue caps. Spradley wearing yellow uniforms with gray pants, as that pitch is in for ball 2. Collegians with a busy weekend here on the holiday weekend for the 4th. 2-1 pitch from Dobkins coming up. This one is chopped foul. Collegians will welcome the visiting Hayes Larks out of the Rocky Mountain Baseball League tomorrow for a pair of games tomorrow night and Sunday night. Two pitch from Dobkins. Takes a look at first. This one is sent up into shallow left. Gazdar calls off the backpedaling Ackerman and gets the out for out number 3. And so Spradley Collegians get 1 runner on, but are unable to do anything with it as we head into the bottom of the 3rd. Boulder Collegians still looking for their first hit. We'll be right back from Boulder. Back bottom of the third inning from Scott Carpenter Park. We want to thank you for joining us here on this live stream. New pitcher in for the Spradley Collegians. Michael Alsop comes in to replace Evan Enright as the right-handed hitter. AJ Rucco comes up to the plate. This fastball is
Hey, watch your kneecaps.
in and nearly clips the left knee of AJ Rucco for ball 1. 1-0 pitch. That one is in the zone for strike 1.
What?
AJ Rucco, son of Tony Rucco, the general manager for the Boulder Collegians, as he swings on this 1-1. This one is popped up near the Spradley dugout and is handled easily by Garrett Woolham of Spradley for out number 1.
Now batting for the Collegians, number 23, Nick Upstill.
That brings up the left fielder, Nick Upstill, for his first at-bat of the afternoon. Upstill batting in the 9-hole, rounding out the batting order for Boulder, as this first pitch is down the middle for strike 1. Upstill having a lot of success recently hitting. Had a great outing out in Hayes in that win that they had, as he swings at this second pitch and brings up an 0-2 count. Upstill has played in nearly every game this season for the Collegians. Collegians very short on outfielders. Upstill playing typically left field, but has played center field as well. But it seems that Upstill is pretty set in that left field position, and Ryan Vogel is pretty set in the center field position. One-two pitch from Alsop. This one, a fastball, just misses the zone for ball 2. As I stated, not a lot of outfielders for the Collegians right now, especially with Justin Francis out. He was out due to an illness. We wish him a speedy recovery, as Upstill sends this one down the third base line. Upstill will just go 1 as Spradley throws that one to second. And Upstill with a nice single down the left field line there to get a runner on, as we are back at the top of the order. This is Ryan Vogel, the center fielder. Upstill leading off at first base, as Alsop pitches to Vogel. This one low and catches the bottom of the zone for strike 1. Boulder Collegians getting their first hit here in the bottom of the third. As we stated earlier, they're used to some hot starts, so struggling a bit early, very uncharacteristic of the Collegians, as Vogel swings on this second pitch for strike 2.
Collegians.
0-2, Spradley gets his signal and goes into his windup. This one low for ball 1. One and two, one out for Ryan Vogel. On first, that is Nick Upstill. This pitch is raked into deep left center field, mishandled by the center fielder. Upstill will look to go home, and it looks like he will beat the throw, and he is safe. So an RBI double from Ryan Vogel scores Upstill all the way from first base, and that puts the Boulder Collegians up 1.
Now batting for the Collegians, number 8, Brady Miguel.
That brings up the designated hitter for this first game, Brady Miguel. Brady Miguel 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout, looking to get on base for the first time as this first pitch from Alsop is outside for ball 1. Brady Miguel playing typically designated hitter or first base for Boulder. We'll likely see him play first base in the second game, as Sean D is currently playing first base in this first one. 1-0 pitch. This one is hit foul behind the Collegians dugout, the Boulder Collegians dugout. Only one out here as a well-hit ball from Vogel scored up still all the way from first base. Spradley struggled a little to handle the ball out in the outfield. As the 1-1 is coming up for Alsop, takes a look over his right shoulder, and Miguel lines this one into center field. This one is caught. Vogel looked like he was maybe going to tag up, slipped a little, and returned to second base with 2 outs as Alec Ackerman comes up to the plate.
Number 22, Alec Ackerman.
Alec Ackerman 0 for 1 on the day, fly out to center field on his first at-bat in the first inning. Vogel looks to steal third. This one is hit hard to shortstop, unable to handle it. Ackerman is able to beat the throw. And Vogel will advance to third. Ackerman safe
Now
at first.
number 4, Jackson Chatterton.
And that puts runners on the corner with Jackson Chatterton up to the plate. Two outs. Alsop with first pitch. This one is shot foul near the Spradley dugout, bringing up an 0-1 count. Collegians no hits in the first 2 innings, but 3 hits already in this one and 1 run scored. Boulder looking to continue that with runners on the corner. Ackerman will steal second.
Let's go.
And Ackerman is safe at second. Vogel goes home, and it looks like they did not get the tag. And so Vogel is safe at home. Interesting play there as Spradley looked like they had gotten Ackerman out at second. No tag there. They throw it home and also do not get the tag there. It looked like Vogel dodged it a little bit, and so that puts a runner on second base. Still 2 outs, 2-0 Boulder.
Yeah. There's been a couple plays like
First
that.
pitch to Chatterton is outside for ball 1. Ackerman at second.
Come on, Chatty.
As a 1-0 pitch from Alsop is approaching, and this one is outside again for ball number 2. On deck is the shortstop, John Gazdar. As with 2 outs, we have a 2-1 count for Chatterton. This one outside. Again, it looks like it was a 3-1 count as Chatterton takes ball 4 there to get a runner on first base. So runners on
Now
first and
batting for the
second
Collegians, number 13, John Gazdar.
as John Gazdar comes up to the plate. Gazdar, excellent with runners in scoring position this season. As his first pitch catches Gazdar in the left hip as he winces a little bit and jogs to first base to load up the bases.
Now batting for the Collegians, number 25, Lane Oliphant.
Lane Oliphant coming up to the plate looking to get on base for the first time himself, but more importantly looking to get some runners home as the bases are loaded here, and he sends this one into deep left field. This one is popped up and handled by Spradley. And so Oliphant swinging early in the count once again, and that one hit well and deep, but able to be caught by Spradley. But not before 2 runs do score for the Boulder Collegians. And Collegians get 3 hits in the inning, as well as 2 runs. Boulder Collegians do leave the bases loaded as we head into the top of the 4th inning. Theo Dobkins will remain on the mound. We'll be right back. Back in Boulder, top of the 4th inning. Boulder Collegians leading the Spradley Collegians 2-0. Number 24, the first baseman, Garrett Woolham, comes up to the plate. This one is sent into shallow left, and it's going to drop. A little miscommunication there between the first baseman, Sean D., and Jackson Chatterton. And Chatterton looks to dive for that one, can't get under it. And a runner will get on base there. So Garrett Woolham with a leadoff single for Spradley as number 8 CJ Pino comes up to the plate. Theo Dobkins with a look at first as he goes into his windup, and this one is down the middle for strike 1. Spradley has done a decent job getting runners on, but have not been able to convert anything, as the 0-1 pitch is a breaking ball in for strike 2. Theo Dobkins on the mound here in his 4th inning. Still pitching a shutout as he takes a look at his first baseman, Sean D., as this one is chopped foul behind the Spradley dugout. Stays 0-2. Dobkins on the 0-2. Into his windup. This one is grounded to third. Ackerman
Oh, yeah.
Gets the ball to second and gets it to first. Sean D gets the tag at first base, and they turn to there. So 2 outs and now no runners on. Great play from Alec Ackerman. As we stated earlier, he's just played great defensively for Boulder these past 2 games, and he just exhibited that right there as this first pitch is swung on and missed by Ronick Hernandez for strike number 1. Second pitch from Dobkins is in for strike number 2. Dobkins really finding his spot here. You can tell after a successful first 3 innings, he has developed a load of confidence coming into this 4th inning, as on the 0-2, off-speed pitch catches him looking, strike 3. And so, as we say, Dobkins is developing confidence. He gets another strikeout, and he goes to the dugout pumped as we head into the bottom of the 4th inning. Boulder up 2-0. We'll be right back.
Leading off
And
for
just
the
like that, we are
Collegians,
back.
number 6,
Bottom of the 4th inning.
Sean D.
Right-handed first baseman Sean D coming up to the plate. Sean D 0 for 1 on the day, looking to get on base for the first time as the Boulder Collegians lead 2-0 in the bottom of the 4th. Sean D swings for the fences on this first one, and no question about that one.
And that's a
That
home
thing is
run,
out of here.
home run from Sean D.
And Sean
his
D,
second of the season.
with his 2nd home run of the season and his 2nd home run of the week, increases the Boulder Collegians lead to 3-0. That thing, first pitch, Sean D knew exactly that that thing was out of here the second that hit his bat. And just like that, as Spradley welcomes in a new pitcher, this is Mateo Casados. First pitch he throws, Sean D is able to get on the end of and send it yard deep into left field. Great hit there from Sean D, and he is really on a roll this week. 2nd home run of the week, 3-0 Boulder. AJ Rucco comes up to the plate. This one is sent into deep center, handled easily there by, that is the center fielder, Ryan Downs, who was able to catch that pop-up. First pitch from Casados to Upstill. Bounces off the glove of the catcher, Conrad Holmes, and goes past for ball number 1. Second pitch is high and outside, ball 2. Spradley already their third pitcher in 4 innings, as a 2-0 count is coming in, and that one is outside, bringing up 3-0. Spradley already with 3 pitchers thrown, 2 games here today. So looking like they have a lot of confidence in their bullpen. As after this one, we're going 7 innings in this one, and then we'll go 7 innings at 7:30. As the 3-1 pitch from Casados, he's getting the signal from his catcher. Doesn't like the first one. Goes into his windup on the 3-1, and this one is popped up again. This one looks like it will sail out of play behind the Boulder Collegians dugout and keep the count, or excuse me, move the count to 3-2. So full count, Upstill 1 for 1 on the day with a single. He was able to score off that after Ryan Vogel batted him in. As the 3-2 pitch is in, and this one is sent into deep left center field. This one looked like it's going to be handled easily by Downs there in center field, and that is 2 outs.
Now batting for the Collegians, number 1, Ryan Vogel.
Ryan Vogel, 1 for 1 on the day, a walk in the first inning, and a RBI double in the 3rd inning. That's what we were talking about. Upstill was able to score all the way from first base. He hit this one deep into that left center gap. And it looks like he is looking to go there again, as this one will bounce and hit the wall at the warning track. Vogel will stay at second, and back-to-back doubles from Ryan Vogel puts a runner in scoring position with Brady Miguel coming up to the plate.
Now batting number 8, Brady Miguel.
Ryan Vogel, a confident ball player, as first pitch there, he sends this right to his spot. Deep left center field. That is where he got his double in the 3rd inning, as well as this one is a slider out of the zone for ball 1. Two outs. Boulder Collegians lead the Spradley Collegians 3-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. Runner in scoring position, that is Ryan Vogel. Brady Miguel up to the plate as he slashes this one foul, bringing up 1-1.
That's 30. That's 30 now. Yeah.
Brady Miguel 0 for 2 to start, looking to get on base for the first time as Vogel takes off. And this one, it looks like it is going to be sent into shallow left. That one will drop. Vogel will score with ease. And a nice RBI single there from Brady Miguel.
Now batting for the Collegians, number 22,
And that increases the Boulder lead to 4-0. Two outs. Mateo Casados, the left-handed thrower, is in, and a line drive to left field from Ackerman. Mishandled a little bit by the left fielder there from Spradley. Miguel looking like he wanted to go home, but manager Tony Rico holds him up, and he stays at third. Ackerman with a nice double there, and so that puts 2 runners in scoring position with the left-handed hitter Jackson Chatterton coming up to the plate.
Now batting number 4, Jackson Chatterton.
Casados, first pitch to Chatterton, And this one is sent deep into center field. This one looks like it is going to drop. This one goes over to the warning track. Chatterton going to be easily standing at second base. Ackerman and Miguel will score. And that tacks on 2 more runs for Boulder, making this 6-0.
They need you. They need you. No? No? What's your name?
Spradley looking like they're going to have a word with their southpaw thrower, Mateo Casados. Marcus Casados, excuse me. John Gazdar on deck coming up to the plate. We want to take a moment here to shout out SB Street Eats and Baseline Liquors for being our vendors here at Scott Carpenter Park for all home games. Feel free to come out, free admission to all home Collegians games here in Boulder. And be sure to support our excellent vendors, Baseline Liquors, who provide great refreshments, and SB Street Eats, who provide a variety of quality food and drinks. Here we go, 2 outs. Runner on second base, that is Jackson Chatterton. Jackson Chatterton fresh off a 2 RBI double as Gazdar sends this one into the gap into left field. Chatterton looks like he's going to score with these. And John Gazdar gets himself an RBI single.
Great job, boys.
You know what that means? We got timelines.
Like we always do with this.
A lot of this happening with 2 outs here in the 4th inning. 5 runs scored. Sean D on deck right now. Sean D began the inning with a solo homer. And then after that, Rucco and Upstill both had pop-ups to center field, and with 2 outs, 4 more runs have scored. Gazdar on first base with the right-handed hitter Lane Oliphant up to the plate. Lane Oliphant and Garrett Fisher switching off at catcher this season. Lane Oliphant out of University of San Francisco. Hometown is Reno, Nevada, as this one clips the shin of Oliphant, and he will take his base, and that puts runners on first and second.
Now batting for the Collegians, number 6, John D.
And just like that, we have gone through 9 batters here in the bottom of the 4th. We're back to Sean D, who at the beginning of this inning shot one straight into left field. And there was no question about that one. That thing was out of here, as this first breaking ball is in for strike 1. Sean D likes to play. Sean D very much a utility guy. Someone that has played in the outfield this year, someone that has played pretty much every spot in the infield. Coach Tony Rucco even said if this season gets a little crazy with a lot of back-to-back games, they could see him on the mound as a 1-1 pitch comes in. This one slashed behind the Spradley dugout, and that brings up 1 and 2. Sean D played baseball and soccer in high school. Still an avid soccer fan following the European Championship going on right now, as this ball is passed. Gazdar will advance. Oliphant will advance. And runners in scoring position now set up for Sean D on a 2-2 count. Two-two pitch from Marcus Casados. Looks like they're going to roll with him to end this one. This one is popped up to shortstop and caught, and that finally ends this long inning. 5 runs scored from Boulder, increases their lead to 7-0. So after going into the inning only up 2-0, they find themselves now with a 7-run lead. Spradley will look to get something going as we head into the top of the 5th. We'll be right back from Scott Carpenter Park. back top of the 5th inning as the sun is setting over the Flatirons. Mason Chandler leading off for Spradley. He sends one deep down the right field line. He will stay at first as A.J. Rucco throws this one into Gazdar, and a leadoff single from Mason Chandler puts a runner on. And this seems to be a common theme for Spradley. They get runners on early,
Now batting.
and then as the inning sets in a little bit, Dobkins seems to get a little more comfortable in his pitches and is able to shut them out. Dobkins still on the mound in his 5th inning. Likely will be his last inning of the day, as this is a great pitch in for strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch. This one off speed. Oliphant looks at D at first. Caught Chandler off the bag a little bit, but he is safe. 1-1. 1-1 pitch as this one is sent back 1-2. Dobkins looking very comfortable on the mound right now. Great to see as he struggled a little bit in the 4th inning of that second Hayes game a few weeks ago, and he has not gotten a start since then. This one is hit into shallow center for another single for Spradley. That puts 2 runners on. And still no outs. So Dobkins doing pretty good so far. Looking to get out of this one, as I said, likely will be his last inning. But early, no outs, 2 runners on. So Dobkins going into his next batter, as this one is high for ball 1. This is Brayton Wilms on the mound, the designated hitter for Spradley. On deck is number 1, Brock Rodriguez, as the 1-0 pitch is in, and this one catches Wilms swinging, strike 1. Dobkins getting the signal, look over his left shoulder. Southpaw into his windup, and this one a slider in for strike 2. Beautiful pitch there. From Dobkins, as the 1-2 count is coming up. Oliphant communicating with his pitcher. Dobkins into his windup. This one is line drive straight into the Spradley dugout, keeping the count at 1-2. One and two. This one straight down the middle, catches him swinging, strike 3. Another strikeout for Dobkins. He really needed that one, as that gives us the first
Now
out
batting again,
here in the
number
top of the
1,
5th.
Brock Rodriguez. Then
Back to the top of the order. Shortstop Brock Rodriguez up to the plate with runners on first and second. That is Mason Chandler on second, Conrad Holmes at first. This a beautiful off-speed pitch there for strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch, runners on first and second, 1 out, top of the 5th. This one is popped up and goes foul, bringing up a quick 0-2 count. Collegians up 7-0 here after a dominant bottom of the 4th that saw them scoring 5 runs, as the 0-2 pitch is in, and this one is lined into right field. A.J. Rucco looks like he handles it. Neither runner advances, and so the runners will stay at first and second. And Dobkins now finds himself with 2 outs, looking to get out of this one, as the center fielder Ryan Downs comes up to the
Now
plate for
batting,
Spradley.
number 2, Ryan Downs.
2 outs for Dobkins. 7-0 here in the top of the fifth in the first of this doubleheader between the Boulder Collegians and the Spradley Collegians. First pitch in, beautiful breaking ball in for strike number 1. A nice breeze coming in here at the base of the Flatirons in Boulder, Colorado, as the 0-1 pitch is approaching from Dobkins, and this one low and outside for ball 1. A moderately hot day here in the Front Range. Temperatures hovering around the low to mid 80s, but definitely cooling off here as we approach the evening. 1-1 pitch, this one shot into the backstop, and that brings up 1-2. Collegians, as we stated earlier, were supposed to play 2 doubleheaders last weekend, Friday and Saturday. Those were 2 league doubleheaders that will need to be made up sometime in the next few weeks. So they are certainly working on that as the 1-2 pitch is in. This one shot back once more, keeping the at-bat alive. Those 2 games will need to be made up sometime before the Collegians head up to Fairbanks, Alaska. And the Collegians will definitely want to get those in as they currently sit in first place here in the Mile High Collegiate Baseball League as the 1-2 is in, and that one is high, ball 2. You can tell Dobkins looking to get that ball down into the zone, wanting to just retire the side here. And he is faced now with a 2-2 count. Done a great job so far as the 2-2 pitch is in, and this one is chopped foul on the third base line. But the Collegians will have a pretty packed schedule these next few weeks as they make up all these makeup games and double headers with all these league opponents that they need to get in. Collegians really want to win the league as the winner of the Mile High Baseball League will be sent to Wichita for the NBC tournament. 2-2 pitch, and this one is shot foul once again. Winner of the league here will first go to Hutchinson, Kansas on August 4th for a kind of like a regional setup there where it'll be a double elimination. And if they can get out of that regional, then they'll head to Wichita for the main NBC tournament there in early August. 2-2 pitch coming in. This one hit foul once more. So we still remain at 2-2. Ryan Downs keeping this at-bat alive. Runners on first and second. Spradley has stranded a lot of runners here today. Again, same thing happening in this inning. 2 runners getting on with no outs, and they're unable to do anything after that as we're here on a 2-2 count. Ryan Downs hoping to change that as the 2-2 is in and swung on and missed. Theo Dobkins gets the strikeout, and after 2 early base runners get on for Spradley, Dobkins able to go and get 3 straight outs in what will likely be his final inning of this game. So a great outing from Theo Dobkins here today as the Boulder Collegians lead the Spradley Collegians 7-0 heading into the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll be right back from Boulder, Colorado. Welcome back to Boulder, Colorado. We're
Leading
here
off
for the bottom of the fifth
Number
inning.
9, AJ Rucco.
AJ Rucco, the right fielder, will lead off for Boulder. Another pitcher in for Spradley. This is their fourth of the game. This is Jeremiah Mates. As this first pitch is high for ball 1. Mates getting the signal from his catcher. This second pitch from him is high once again for ball 2. Spradley going deep into their pitching rotation here in this first matchup as the 2-0 is coming up, and this one is a breaking ball in for strike number 1. AJ Rucco going to look to join in on the fun here. 0-2 on the day, will look to get on base for the first time as the 2-1 pitch is in, and he makes contact with this one. This one into shallow right. It will not drop. That one handled by the right fielder of Spradley. That is Mason Chandler. And that gives us 1 out as we are at the final batter in the order, Nick Upstill. Upstill 1 for 2 on the day. Scored early in the game in the third inning. Got a pop-up to center field in the last inning as Mates' first pitch is outside for ball 1. Mates into his windup. This one high and outside. This one goes past. And that is ball number 2. Two-0 to Upstill. This one off-speed pitch catches the strike zone for strike number 1. 2-1. Fastball outside. 3-1. On deck is Ryan Vogel. Top of the order, Ryan Vogel, back-to-back doubles. He'll look to continue on his success as the 3-1 pitch comes in to Upstill. And Upstill gets on the end of this one, but it goes foul behind the Boulder Collegians bullpen. Cloud cover coming in as the time is now 6:22 Mountain Time. Mates takes a minute on this full count with 1 out. Into his windup he goes, and Upstill pops this one up, and this one will go out of play again, and it will remain full count. Three-two to Upstill. This one high for ball 4, and Upstill will take his base as Vogel comes up to the plate.
Now batting for the Collegians, number 1, Ryan Vogel.
So Ryan Vogel comes up to the plate. Familiar situation. In the third inning, this was the same situation. Upstill on first base. Ryan Vogel up to the plate. He was able to get a double and actually score Upstill all the way from first base. So they'll look to do that again as Mates with 1 out goes into his first pitch. And this one way inside. Looks like it almost clips the left thigh of Vogel, but called for ball 1. One-zero count as Mates sends a pitch in for ball 2. Mates peeking over his left shoulder a bit, making sure Upstill's not creeping up too much. Brady Miguel, the designated hitter, on deck for Boulder. And there's Mates to his first baseman. Almost catches Upstill, leading off a little too much. Two-0 pitch. This one low once more, 3-0. And so quickly Vogel finds himself ahead in the count as Upstill staying on first. Doesn't look like he's going to look to steal. As the 3-0 comes in, and this one high and just misses the zone. And back-to-back walks now brings up Brady Miguel.
Now batting for the Collegians, number 8, Brady Miguel.
Brady Miguel in the last inning in that 5-run 4th inning for Boulder. Got an RBI single to add to that total. Runners on first and second. This is Nick Upstill on second. Ryan Vogel on first. This first pitch is a breaking ball. Sinks into the zone there for strike number 1. Alec Ackerman on deck. As the 0-1 from Jeremiah Matez is approaching, and this one low and outside for ball 1. One pitch as Upstill leads off a bit at second base. Jeremiah Matez with a quick out right away as Upstill goes to third. He will slide. He is safe there. Vogel will also advance to second base, and that puts runners on second and third, still with only 1 out. 2-1 pitch, 2 runners in scoring position. Miguel, as we stated earlier, RBI single in the 4th inning. He'll look to get some runners home here as he is ahead on the 2-1. Matez with the pitch in, this one outside, and looks like this one just dots the edge of the zone and is called for strike number 2. 2-2, still only 1 out. Boulder Collegians lead Spradley 7-0. Matez needs a minute. Takes some time as he pitches to the Boulder Collegians designated hitter, Brady Miguel. 2-2 pitch is in. This one bounces off the dirt and is handled by Holmes to bring up a full count. Several raindrops coming in here in Boulder as the 3-2 pitch is sent deep by Brady Miguel. This one going, and it will go over the head of the right fielder. That will score Upstill, and Vogel will slide in, and he will also be safe. And so this ball sent deep into right center field, and it just goes all the way to the wall over the Spradley right fielder's head. 2 runners score. That is Upstill and Vogel to increase this Boulder lead to 9-0. So another RBI. As players begin to walk off the field, only 1 out in the bottom of the 5th here. 9-0 Boulder leads. Still waiting for a signal from our umpires.
It doesn't look like they can't play in this.
I know, because they stopped. They kept playing at like Denver Garcia, but it's not so much hard. I mean, they have turf.
Yeah.
As we stated, some raindrops were falling. Did not think it was too much. Again, fully natural grass and dirt field here at Scott Carpenter Park. So, as a precaution, maybe do not want the fields to get muddy. Right now, it's looking like we are going to head into a rain delay. So, last play was a 2 RBI double from Brady Miguel to increase the Boulder Collegians lead to 9-0. Boulder leads Spradley 9-0. As the rain does seem to start to come down a little harder now. But looks like the umpires want to take some precaution and call a rain delay here. So we will be back. Keep updated on the Boulder Collegians Twitter page. Also keep updated on the chat here on the YouTube live stream as the rain does start to come down pretty hard now. So just a little bit Sprinkling showers to start, but it is coming down harder now. But it looks like we will go into a rain delay here in the bottom of the 5th inning with 1 out. Boulder Collegians lead the Spradley Collegians 9-0. Keep updated on the chat. Keep updated on Twitter as to when the game will resume. We'll be back from Boulder. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, back at Scott Carpenter Park for game number 2 of this doubleheader between the Boulder Collegians and Spradley Collegians. We apologize. Game was originally set to be scheduled for 7:30. Looks like we're going to get this thing going at 7 p.m. right now. Last game was given to the Boulder Collegians, 9-0 win for them due to a run rule. Rain came in right as Collegians hit the 8-run mark.
Can you keep it on full volume? Yeah.
Again, after 8 runs, after 5 in these doubleheader games, it is ruled a run rule, and the team ahead is given the win. So Boulder Collegians, a great day. Theo Dobkins with 5 shutout innings gets the win for Boulder, and Boulder wins 9-0. Here, starting in game number 2, is Carter Henninger, out, a right-handed pitcher out of Oak Ridge, California, committed to San Jose State University. First batter he threw to, he caught the left shoulder of, and so he took his base, and so now he will pitch to Jaden Cordova on an 0-1 count. The 0-1 pitch, this is a breaking ball. That one catches the zone for strike number 2. O2 pitch coming in for Henninger. This one is popped up into deep short. Brady Miguel gets under that one for out number 1.
Now batting number 5, Brody Blackburn.
One out, 1 runner on first. That is Kyle Jamison, as Henninger gets Blackford swinging here for strike number 1. Second pitch is in for strike number 2.
Assuming you.
0-2 pitch as Jamison takes off. Fisher throws to Miguel. Miguel unable to handle it, and Jamison will get to first safely, but a strikeout there from Henninger, his first of the game.
Now batting number 11, Tyler Barbie.
You like the intro?
2 outs here. Henninger with a look over his right shoulder into his windup, and this one is a fastball in for strike number 1. Oh, 1 pitch for Henninger. Henninger was slated to start last weekend in one of those 2 doubleheaders that got rained out, as this one outside for ball number 1. So he comes in here very anxious to get a good starting outing on the mound. He hasn't had one in a few weeks, so he's ready. A little shaky start hitting the first batter, but has played well since, as this second pitch catches the edge of the zone for strike number 2. One-two pitch from Henninger. This one is outside. Fisher takes a look at second base as he throws back to his pitcher. on a 2-2 count. Two-two with 2 outs. No score here as Jamison for Spradley is on second. 2-2 pitch from Henninger. This one is just outside. And that brings up a full count. So Henninger already 1 strikeout on the day, looking for his second here in the first inning. As Spradley does have a runner in scoring position. Up to bat right now is number 11, Tyler Barth. This is the first baseman. As the 3-2 pitch is in, and that one does not catch the zone, just high and outside for ball 4.
Now batting number 2, Ryan Down.
Coming up to the plate is Ryan Downs, the left fielder on the day. As Spradley gets 2 early runners on base. As Henninger goes into his windup, and this one is high for ball 1. A quick turnaround. This second game originally scheduled for 7:30. First game concluded early because of the run rule and the rain that came in. So they decided to get this one underway early to try and get it finished early, as this one is lights down the third base line. And 1-1, a little bit of a shift in the infield right now. Chatterton and Ackerman stay the same at second and third base, but Miguel is playing shortstop, Gazdar is playing first, so a little bit of a switch there. Gazdar normally at shortstop, Miguel normally at first. 1-1 pitch is in. This one catches the outside of the zone there for strike number 2. And so a 1-2 count. Henninger finds himself ahead in the count right now as he tries to get out of this first inning. 2 runners on right now. As the 1-2 pitch from Henninger is in. That one catches his own, strike 3. Beautiful pitch there. And he catches Downs looking, nothing he could have done there. As Henninger with 2 strikeouts in the first inning. We go into the bottom of the first scoreless. We'll be right back from Scott Carpenter Park. Here we are back,
Leading off
bottom
for
of
the
the first inning.
Collegians, number 1, Ryan Vogel.
Bottom of the first inning. First time up to the plate for the Boulder Collegians here in game number 2. Leading off is Ryan Vogel. Ryan Vogel playing center field. He remains the same. Ty Addington for Spradley on the mound. Spradley threw 5 innings through 4 pitchers in game number 1 this evening. Ty Addington has been slated to get the start here in game number 2, and will look to get to a hot start as the 0-1 pitch is in, and this one is high for ball number 1. Vogel with a very strong outing in the last game, as this one is shot to shortstop, and Vogel looks like he beats the throw. Ryan Vogel has a great amount of pace on him, able to beat a lot of those throws. He's very active on the base path, stealing a lot of bases. And so right there, quick shot to shortstop. I don't think the shortstop there expected Vogel to sprint that fast, and he's able to beat the throw as the left-handed hitter shortstop Brady Miguel comes up to the plate. Brady Miguel playing designated hitter in the first one, and today playing an unusual position for him. He's playing shortstop today as he chops this one down the first base line, foul. Miguel and John Gazdar switching. John Gazdar basically played every game this season at shortstop, playing first base now, as Vogel leads off at first on the 0-1. This one high for ball 1. Slow start for Boulder in the previous game. No runs through 2 innings, but in the 3rd and 4th inning, we're able to score 7 runs, and then in the 5th inning, we're able to score 2 as Vogel is out trying to steal second. A great throw there from Jeremiah Matez to get Vogel out at second. As we stated earlier, Vogel, a very good base runner, a lot of pace on him. Got a pretty good start, but an excellent throw from Matez there gets him out at second as the 2-1 count comes up with 1 out. On deck is number 22, Alec Ackerman. He's playing third base. This pitch is high and outside for ball 3. Miguel ahead in the count here. Miguel also had himself an RBI there in the first game as the 3-1 pitch is in, and he smacks at that one as it goes out behind the Collegians, the Boulder Collegians bullpen. Getting difficult here. 2 Collegians. Normally when I say the Collegians, I'm talking about Boulder, but Spradley also called the Collegians, as this one is thrown in for ball 4, and Miguel will take his base.
Now batting for the Collegians, number 22, Alec Ackerman.
Ackerman with a double, and was able to score in that first game, as this one is sent straight down the middle from Addington for strike number 1. A cool breeze starting to set in from the flat irons at the end of the first game. Now, after the rain, a little bit of humidity filling the air as that second pitch is in for ball 1. Beautiful night nonetheless. If anyone stayed on the live stream between these 2 games, you could see a rainbow appearing after the rain, as this one is high. Miguel leading off quite a bit. Matez looks to get him out at first. That throw is not in time. and we stay at 2-1. 2-1 count, 1 out. Miguel leading off again. Looking maybe like he's going to steal, but Matez keeping an eye on him. Collegians in white uniforms with navy blue caps. Spradley in yellow uniforms with black caps. And there goes Miguel. Matez doesn't even try to get him. And Miguel will advance to second base as Ackerman takes ball number 4.
Now batting
And that
for the
puts runners on
Collegians,
first and
number
second.
4, Jackson Chatterton.
One out, Brady Miguel on second base, Alec Ackerman on first as the left-handed hitter Jackson Chatterton comes up to bat. And Miguel leading off quite a bit. Addington turns around, gets a great throw dropped by the shortstop there. Otherwise, he may have had the tag. But Addington now in a similar situation that Carter Henninger was in, with runners on first and second here in the first inning, as he pitches to Chatterton. Chatterton throws this one to, or hits this one to second, and a little miscommunication as Addington does not look like he's able to get to first base in time for the force out.
Now
And
batting
all
for the
runners
Collegians,
advance,
number 13,
loading up the bases now.
Gazdar.
For John Gazdar, the first baseman. First time I've said that all year. But John Gazdar with an RBI in the first game. Excellent hitter with runners in scoring position. Just the guy you want coming up, as that one is straight down the middle for strike number 1. On deck is Garrett Fisher. 0-1 pitch is in, and that one is low. Gazdar sees that one go for ball number 1.
Okay.
1-1 pitch, this one in, and Gazdar swings at this one and chops it back to the backstop for 1-2.
Yeah, list. Nick made one. It's. I just did
1-2. Ty Addington getting the sign from Jeremiah Matez to pitch to the right-hander John Gazdar as he sends this one right down the middle. That one goes into the gap. 2 runs will score. That is Miguel and Ackerman scoring. Chatterton will advance to third base. And once again, John Gazdar delivers with runners in scoring position. He scores 2 and an early 2-0 Boulder lead.
Garrett Fisher.
Gazdar been Mr. Reliable recently with runners in scoring position, as this first pitch is high for ball number 1. Gazdar struggled a bit hitting-wise to start the year, but stayed the course and has just, gotten the confidence from Tony Rucco to just continue to swing, continue to be confident in his swing, and he has just delivered. Got that ball right where it needed to be between the shortstop and second baseman into center field. Perfectly able to score the 2 runners. Chatterton now advances to third. And here's Garrett Fisher, the catcher, on a 2-0 count with runners at the corners. 2-0. That one is outside, ball 3.
Oh no.
On deck is Sean D. Sean D playing right field in this one today. Played first base, as we said earlier. He is just Mr. Utility. He can play anywhere on the field. As John Gazdar steals second easily. Mades does not even look to throw to second. And that pitch is in for strike number 1. It's 3-1 with run out. Addington, that one catches the top of the zone, 3-2. And so just like that, Addington catches up, and we have a 3-2 count. Still only 1 out, runners at second and third. Fisher just looking for any contact here, really, to give Chatterton a chance to score here. First inning, hot start. This is what Boulder is used to. As the full count pitches in, and Fisher clips this one off the mask of Mades, and it goes foul. Last game, no runs, no hits even through 2 innings for Boulder. But today, 2 runs already just in the bottom of the first. And you got to think that Carter Henninger on the mound is going to like having this cushion as the 3-2 pitches in. And that one's right down the middle for strike 3. And a great pitch there from Addington. And he strikes out Fisher, looking to bring us to 2 outs and bring Sean D up to the plate.
Sean D.
Sean D hitting well as of late. 2 home runs just this week, as Addington's first pitch is in for strike 1. Sean D coming a bit later out of the University of Illinois, Chicago, as an 0-1 pitch is in, and Chatterton has just stolen home here. And how about that? We've known about the speed from Chatterton all year, but how about that? The confidence and awareness to steal home right there, and Mades, the catcher for the Spradley, did not even have enough time to react to try and pick that ball up and tag him. So there's another run for Boulder, as Jackson Chatterton, the second baseman, has just stolen home. Sean D swings on strike number 3 there, and that one goes past. Gazdar will score. D will advance to second.
Now batting for the Collegians, number 9, AJ Rucco.
And wow, Addington doing a good job there striking out Sean D. But Mades unable to handle it. He overthrows the first baseman of Spradley. Gazdar already at third. He scores to bring this game to 4-0. And so here we are again, just like we were earlier this week against the Colorado Lumberjacks on the doubleheader on Wednesday. Early leads here. And AJ Rucco, as we approach the bottom of the order, is up with Sean D in scoring position at second. That first pitch is in for strike 1. 0-1 pitch. Addington with a look over his right shoulder. Quick wind up there, and that one's outside, ball 1. One and one, 2 outs. Going back, still can't believe that Chatterton stole home there, as this one's in for ball 2. All year we've known the Collegians like to get creative on the base path, but we have not seen that all season, and so that truly is great to see. And a 2-1 count is up for Addington. This one outside, a little bit of movement on that one. Gets Rucco swinging for strike number 2. 2-2 count for the right fielder, AJ Rucco. Two pitch. This one is in for strike 3. Rucco is caught swinging, but not before 4 runs score for Boulder, and a hot start here. First inning, 4 runs scored. Great work on the base path from everyone. And we go into the top of the second. Carter Henninger will remain on the mound. We'll be right back from Boulder. Back top of the second inning, Carter Henninger, right-handed pitcher, remains on the mound as that first pitch is in for strike number 1. Brock Rodriguez, the second baseman, up to the plate for Spradley. 0-1 coming up from Henninger. This one, another fastball, pounded into the zone for strike number 2. 0-2 count early here. Henninger into his windup. This one, another fastball high for ball 1. Henninger, we've known this all year. He loves those fastballs. He relies on them. A very powerful right-handed pitcher as the 1-2 is in and swung on and missed. Strike 3, second K of the day for Carter Henninger. And a quick first out there as number 17, Mason Chandler, comes up to the plate. First pitch to Chandler is another fastball. This one chopped behind the Boulder Collegians bullpen for strike number 1. Oh, 1 pitch. Garrett Fisher giving his sign to Henninger as this breaking ball outside for ball number 1. The 1-1. A little bit of an off-speed pitch there from Henninger as strike 2. And on the 1-2, Henninger, strike 3. That one dots the edge of the zone. And Chandler can't do nothing but just look at that as he walks back to the dugout. And back-to-back Ks there from Carter Henninger. Great start from him so far here in the top of the second as number 8, CJ Pino, comes up to the plate, the designated hitter. Henninger going to a little bit of off-speed pitches there as he pitches this first one to Pino, outside, ball 1. The 1-0, this one high and outside for ball 2. Carter Henninger finally able to pitch in person in front of his parents as they're visiting this weekend. So great for him to get the start on the mound tonight, as his third pitch is outside for ball 3. Knew he was excited for this one. Wanted to start this weekend with his parents coming into town. And in the top of the second, getting 2 strikeouts and putting on a show for them, as the 3-0 pitch is low for ball 4. And so after back-to-back strikeouts, DJ Pino does get on base. And the catcher, Jeremiah Mades, comes up to the plate. Mades actually pitching in the previous game. And Spradley, we were interested to see what their depth was like at the pitching position, but it looks like they were throwing maybe some field guys last game to allow themselves to have some depth here in the second matchup. Leading off at first is Pino, as this pitch is high for ball 1. Carter having some success early in the inning, finding the strike zone, getting to his spot, mixing up some pitches. But right now, 6 straight balls, and Fish wants to have a talk to him.
It seems like it did. They haven't been, unless they're just scared of this.
I haven't seen anyone.
No Mark Knutson this afternoon for this matchup. He'll be back tomorrow evening, but he is in Phoenix, Arizona currently right now, celebrating his daughter graduating from the police academy. So we want to congratulate her and the rest of their family, as the 2-0 count is coming up for Henninger. And just like that, he finds his spot. And so a good pitch there. Got a word from his catcher. Was able to reset a little bit, and he's able to find the strike zone. 2-1. Second pitch, this one also dots the edge of the zone there. So now here we are at 2-2 count, 2 outs. And Henninger looks for his 3rd K of the inning. Two and 2. Henninger with a deep look and swung on and missed. Strike 3. Mades is caught swinging there. 3 strikeouts. Henninger struggled to find the zone a little bit towards the end there, but he gets right back to what he's best at. And there he is with another strikeout. So 4th strikeout of the day. Collegians, Boulder Collegians, still lead 4-0 as we go into the bottom half of the second. We'll be right back from Scott Carpenter Park in Boulder, Colorado. Quick turnaround. We're back. Bottom of the second inning.
Now batting for the Collegians, number 23, Nick Upstill.
Left-handed hitter Nick Upstill. Up to the plate. Only batter for the Collegians not to hit yet. Or not to have an at-bat, excuse me. As quick first pitch from Addington is low and outside for ball 1. 4 runs in the first inning. Boulder able to get through 8 batters there, as Upstill swung hard at that one for strike 1. That fastball's pounded into the zone for strike number 2. So quick 1-2 count coming up. On deck is Ryan Vogel. Back at the top of the order for Boulder. 1-2 count. This one's sliced down the first base line, foul. Nick Up, still out of Huntington Beach, California. Currently plays ball at San Francisco State. Him, like many others in California, unable to have a season this year. So this is his first time playing. This season right now is his first time playing competitive ball in quite a while. As the 1-2 pitch is up, and this one low and catches up, still swinging, strike 3. That pitch off speed, slow. A little bit of movement late.
Ryan Vogel.
Tricks up still a little bit, and he's caught swinging. But we're back to the top of the order. Ryan Vogel. Ryan Vogel got to base in the first inning off a single. First pitch in is high for ball 1. 1-0 pitch coming from Addington. This one is sliced to shortstop, unable to be handled by Spradley, and Vogel will get on base for a second time.
Now batting for the Collegians, number 8, Brady Miguel.
Brady Miguel comes up to bat, left-handed hitter, playing shortstop. Another thing that I haven't really said this year, Brady Miguel, the shortstop. But Miguel, having himself a strong outing in the first one, was able to score a run in the first inning. And so he comes up to the base, up to the plate to try and get some momentum going, to continue the momentum that Vogel had from his previous hit. First pitch is in for ball 1. One 0 pitch. Addington looks to first and cannot get to Vogel in time. 7:34 is the current time. Addington with a look over his left shoulder. He looks up and down, goes into his windup, and this one eerily close to catching the right ear of Brady Miguel, but it's just caught outside for ball number 2. Two-0 with 1 out. Into his windup is Addington. That's a great pitch right there. Strike 1. And Miguel, you can tell he wants that one back. But a great pitch from Addington as we're here on a 2-1 count. One out. Addington gets the signal, goes into his windup, and Miguel tries to get some good contact, just can't get into that one too well as he's
Now
popped up and out
number
at
22,
third base for
Alex
out number 2.
Ackerman.
Alec Ackerman, the third baseman, comes up to the plate. Ackerman scoring in the first inning. Got on base through a walk as that one is in for ball number 1. Ryan Vogel still on first base. 4-0 Boulder over Spradley. This is an off-speed pitch in for strike 1, and Vogel got out in the first inning off stealing a base, but this time able to get to second base easily. And so that puts a runner in scoring position as Ackerman gets set for a 1-1 count. The 1-1, Addington into his windup. This one high into the zone and catches Ackerman swinging for strike number 2. And so here we are on a 1-2 count for Alec Ackerman. In the on-deck circle is Jackson Chatterton. 2 outs, 1-2. This one line to short and caught easily by Spradley. Vogel taking off, almost got in the way of that, but able to be handled easily by the Spradley Collegians out of Pueblo. And no runs here for Boulder in the bottom of the second. We go into the top of the third inning. Same score, Boulder up 4-0. We'll be right back. Here we are back, top of the third inning, as Henninger is set to get underway in his third inning of pitching in this start for him. Number 22, Kyle Jamison, up to the plate as Henninger pounds a fastball in there for strike one. One. Swung on and missed. Strike two, so quick 1-2 count coming up for Henninger. Top of the order as Kyle Jamison gets set for this 1-2 count. And this one tipped back to keep the at-bat alive.
Everybody clap your hands. Come on, John.
1-2. This one is chopped into center field for a base hit. Kyle Jamison hit by pitch in the first inning and then gets on base here off a single in the third. So, quick runner on for Spradley as number 9, Jaden Cordova, the center fielder, comes up to the plate. First pitch, this one's low. Fisher looks to first base. Finds Gazdar, but can't get the out there. 1-0. This one's straight up. Fisher able to get under it quickly for out number 1. Runner on first, that's Kyle Jamison, as Brody Blackbird comes up to the plate. This one in for strike one. Henninger with the look over his left shoulder into his windup. That an off-speed pitch in for strike two. So Henninger mixing it up a little bit, getting deep into his pitching bag there to pull out some different pitches as he gets ahead on this 2 count. Swung on and missed. Strike three. And there is the 5th strikeout of the day for Henninger. Tyler Barth comes up to the plate. Left-handed first baseman. As this one is called for strike one. Carter Henninger on the mound, one of 3 San Jose State players. Him, the third baseman, Alec Ackerman, right there, and the first baseman right now, John Gazdar. All playing for San Jose State as this pitch is high and outside for ball one. Henninger just a little over a month out of graduating high school. Coming out here to play summer ball in preparation for his freshman year there in the Bay Area. That one's called for strike two in the low outside corner. So here we have a 1-2 count for the left-handed hitter Tyler Barth. Henninger going to look to get out of this one with only 1 hit. The 1-2 pitch. This one is outside. Fisher fumbles it. He looks to second, and that throw is not in time. Fisher knew he was going. That ball just got a little too far away from him. A great throw to Miguel, but just not in time as Jamison was too quick and gets himself to second base. Two and two. Breaking ball, strike three. And another great pitch from Henninger. Spradley leaves a runner on second. Henninger with already 6 strikeouts through 3 innings on top of a shutout as we go into the bottom of the 3rd inning with the Boulder Collegians up 4-0 over the Spradley Collegians. Jackson Chatterton up to the plate. Leading off, the left-handed hitter. Little Young Dolph for his walk-up song.
With 7-10.
as this first pitch is in for strike one.
There's a disclaimer at the bottom. This is not performance art. Maybe inside. It was ever driven on public roads.
Second pitch, this one shot up into shallow center. Caught off by the Spradley second baseman for quick out number one.
Now batting for the Collegians, number 13, John Gazzard.
John Gazdar, the first baseman. Quick shot to third base, and he is out at first. So Gazdar, after that 2 RBI single he had in the first inning, grounds out to third there.
Now batting, number 5, Garrett Fisher.
Garrett Fisher, the catcher, comes up to the plate, looking to get a little bit of a rhythm going, struggling a little bit as of late. Struck out in the first inning. Two outs for Addington. Off-speed curveball in for strike number one. Second pitch, ball one. One from Addington. That one catches the corner for strike number two. So 2 outs. Spradley looking for a 1-2-3 inning here to get out of the third. As the 1-2 pitch is smacked into deep center and handled easy by Spradley. So Boulder Collegians go out in order in the bottom of the third for a quick scoreless third inning. As we head into the top of the fourth, we'll be right back from Scott Carpenter Park. Here we are, top of the fourth inning. Little over halfway here in the second game of this doubleheader. Carter Henninger remaining on the mound for his fourth inning. 6 strikeouts from him as the left fielder Ryan Downs comes up to the plate. And the first pitch is popped up. Gazdar calling off at first, getting the pop-up out for a quick out number one here in the top of the fourth inning. Good crowd here tonight at Scott Carpenter Park. Finally back at home after 2 weeks away from here. Two games earlier this week, one in Parker, as this first pitch is outside for ball number 1. 1 in Parker against a non-league opponent, the Game Day Saints of the Rocky Mountain Baseball League. That game was played down at Double Angel Field, for those of you aware of fields here in the Denver area. Brady Miguel, quick throw out to Gazdar for out number 2. And then on Wednesday, Boulder Collegians getting a league doubleheader in. Back-to-back wins there against the Colorado Lumberjacks down at Rock Canyon High School in South Littleton, Highlands Ranch area. 2 quick outs for Henninger. Number 17, Mason Chandler, coming up to the plate as this first pitch is outside for ball 1. Collegians will welcome Hayes Larkson tomorrow for a 2-game series with them tomorrow and Sunday. Tomorrow's game, first pitch is at 7. Sunday's game, first pitch is at 5, as this one is low for ball 2.
Sorry.
Hayes Lark's a very strong team. Third pitch in for ball 3. Very strong team out of the Rocky Mountain Baseball League. Only team from Kansas in that league, but heavy favorites to win and advance to the NBC National Tournament in Wichita, as the 3-0 is in, catches Chandler swinging for strike 1. Henninger 6 strikeouts early, pounding the plate with a lot of fastballs, but has been switching up and going to some curves, as this one is into Brady Miguel. Miguel with a hard throw to first, and it looks like that one is in time. So a great defensive play from Brady Miguel, showing off why he's got that versatility to play at second base, and he throws to John Gazdar at first base for out number 3. So another scoreless inning for the Collegians, for the Boulder Collegians defensively. Spradley will come back in to defend as Boulder leads 4-0 going into the bottom of the 4th. We'll be right back. Bottom of the 4th inning we go with Sean D leading off. Sean D playing in right field today. Sean D technically 0 for 1 on the day, but was able to get to second base off that catcher drop double sort of thing he got in the 2nd inning. As this one's down the middle for strike 1, 1-1 count. One. This ball hit hard to short, handled easily from Spradley, but unable to touch the bag, but they do get the tag on the baseline for out number 1, and that brings up AJ Rucco.
Now batting for the Collegians, number 9, AJ Rucco.
First pitch, chopped foul by Ruocco. Addington staying on the mound. A little bit of a rough first inning, but has pitched decent since then. Off-speed pitch as that one's in for strike 2. Spradley going through a lot of pitchers in the first game. 4 and 5 innings. In the second game, sticking with Addington now through 4, as this pitch is in for strike 3. So a quick 3-pitch strikeout there for Addington, and Ruocco, second strikeout of the day for him, as Upstill comes up to the
Now
plate.
batting for the Collegians, number 23, Nick Upstill.
This one chopped down the first base line, handled easily, and a little bit of a stare down there on the first base line, but Spradley gets the out at first base. Quick 1-2-3 inning once again, as Boulder goes out in order, and we go to the top of the 5th. Boulder still clinging on to that 4-0 lead that they built in the first inning. We'll be right back from Scott Carpenter Park in Boulder. Back in Boulder, top of the 5th inning, as the right-handed pitcher, Carter Henninger, stays on the mound for another inning. The left-handed hitter, CJ Pino, comes up to the plate, the designated hitter, as the first pitch from Henninger is a fastball, low and outside for ball 1.
And I've been making fun of deep from the other day.
Yeah. I can be in my own zone.
1-0 pitch. Tipped back. 1-1.
I don't believe it till I see it. All right.
1-1.
I know. Go on. I'm sorry.
Up and outside for ball number 2.
You know my parents, they lawyers.
2-1. Catches him swinging there. Spradley having some pitchers warming up down the right field line, so likely a pitching change for them in the bottom half of this inning, as this one is shot to right field for a leadoff single.
They stole stuff that was going to
1 runner
Now
on.
batting, number 10, Jeremiah
Jeremiah Morris.
The catcher, Jeremiah Matez, comes up to the plate as this one is chopped down the third baseline foul. Henninger thrown to Gazdar. He's unable to handle it, and Pino will advance to second base safely as Spradley gets a runner on with no outs. Probably the best situation Spradley's been in either of these games, with a runner in scoring position with no outs. Spradley being shut out 13-0 combined in these two games, so looking to capitalize on some early base runners as this off-speed pitch is in for strike two. The 0-2. Henninger takes a second, steps back. 0-2 pitch is in and chopped to shortstop. Miguel dives for that one. The manager of Spradley. Tells, and what a throw there from Fisher. What a throw there from Fisher as Jeremiah Matez gets a base hit into left field. Pino is held up at third base. The throw is sent home. Fisher catches it. Matez looks to go to second. Fisher with a great throw to second to Chatterton. And now Chatterton a little shaken up now after he makes a great play to get a ball that very well could have gone above his head and certainly would have scored Pino. But he gets that ball, tags the runner, gets the out, and avoids the runner at third from scoring. He's shaken up a little bit, looked like he landed wrong. He looks like he will continue to play. Tony Rucco comes out to check on him. But quite a series of events there as some great fielding defense from Boulder helps them deny a run from Spradley. But nonetheless, Pino does advance to third, one out, with Kyle Jamison at the plate to try and bring a run home for the Collegians out of Pueblo. One-0 pitch is sent up into deep center. This one looks like it will score Pino. Pino looks to go home. This throw is home and nearly in time. Vogel with a great effort there from center field to try and get the runner out at home, but it's just not enough. As Jamison comes up to the plate, gets a sac fly, and scores the first run of the day for Spradley. That is CJ Pino coming in to home plate. Spradley getting on the board. 2 outs, though, as Henninger likely in his final inning of play looking to get this final out as this pitch is in for strike number 1. Oh, 1 pitch. One. That one high for ball 2. No runners on. Boulder leading Spradley 4-1 in the second of this doubleheader matchup. from Scott Carpenter Park, this league matchup for the Mile High Collegiate Baseball League. 2-1. This one sent to right field. Another base hit. Not too much of a shift on these right-handed batters by the infielders of the Collegians, but they're able to find that gap between the first and second baseman. They've found it twice this inning. But number 5, Brody Blackford, comes up after that Jaden Cordova single. Cordova goes. Fisher throws to Miguel. This throw is in time. Great throw from Fisher. And Miguel gets it done at second. And so Blackford doesn't even get a chance, doesn't really get a chance to bat, as Spradley does score 1 in this inning, but Garrett Fisher throws out the runner at second base to retire the side. And we will be right back from Boulder as Spradley tightens the lead a little bit to 4-1. And we'll be back in the bottom of the 5th inning from Boulder. Good for him, man.
Now batting for the Collegians, number 1, Ryan.
Top of the order here, as Vogel comes up to the plate after back-to-back base hits to start his outing. Brady Miguel on deck, as Addington looks like he's going to stay into the game and go through 5. Some pitchers warming up for Spradley. I can see out of the corner of my eye in the down the right field line, so
Yeah. Unbelievable. I'm out there and he's talking shit.
second pitch in for ball 1. As the umpire tells Jesse Simon out in left field to step away, warming up for Boulder. 1-1 pitch from Addington. Chopped foul. But as I was stating, Addington pitching 5 innings here. Likely will be his last inning. Vogel 1 and 2 count here. 1-2. This one is chopped to third base, handled by Spradley. Vogel is able to beat it once again. That ball mishandled at first base
Now batting for the
by
Collegians,
Tyler
number
Barth.
8, Brady Miguel.
Vogel may have beat that throw anyways. But Vogel, once again, that's his second infield hit of the game, and he just uses that speed, man, to get to first base and get to his spot. Brady Miguel up to the plate right now. This pitch is high for ball 1. And there goes Vogel. And he kind of times that one perfectly. Just out of the blind side there of Addington. Vogel goes. Matez behind home plate there doesn't even try. So Vogel gets on second base. And that's the thing is that Ryan Vogel, if you let him get on first base, it's almost guaranteed he'll get to second somehow. As the 2-0 pitch is in, this one catches the edge of the zone for strike one. Three one pitch, smack to right field, and that's going to drop. Vogel will advance to third. Miguel with a single for himself. And that puts runners on the corners.
Now batting for the Collegians, number 22, Ackerman.
No outs as Alec Ackerman comes up. Third baseman out of San Jose State University. Hometown Parker, Colorado. As this pitch is down the middle for strike one. Ackerman, one of three players here out of Chaparral High School in Parker, Colorado. Alec Ackerman, Preston Tenney, and Ian Isdale. The 0-1, and this one is deep into center field. Vogel will advance easily home. And so Ackerman gets himself an RBI there off a stack fly to increase his Boulder lead to 5-1. And Spradley looks like they're going to have a word with Addington, and it looks like a pitching change is going to come. We thought this would maybe be his last inning. He has pitched a solid game here. A little bit of a struggle in the first inning, but since there has been solid. But you can tell fatigue getting to him a little bit, and a new pitcher going to come onto the mound. So we'll take a quick break here, and we'll be right back. New pitcher on the mound for Spradley. Bottom of the 5th inning, 1 run has scored for Boulder in this inning, as Miguel remains on first base. Tim McIntyre comes in, number 21 for Spradley. Chatterton, the left-handed hitter, comes in to try and continue some momentum that has been built here in the bottom of the 5th. This ball low catches the bottom corner of the zone for strike 1. Oh, 1. Miguel goes. Can he beat the throw? He cannot, and he is out at second. Great throw from the catcher, Matez. And Miguel got himself a decent start, but a good little sequence there from the Spradley defense. Gets out number 2.
Swear the ground has been full once in a while.
I have just for Instagram story. Just think I don't know, it's like 93 on the strike.
1-1. This one bounces past ball 2.
So I just guessed it was going to be.
2-1 pitch is in. This one is chopped down the first base line, mishandled, and Chatterton is going to reach first base. That would have been close anyways. Chatterton looking like he could have outran McIntyre there to first base,
Number 13,
but
John
mishandled
Gazdar.
anyways, so he gets on to first base as John Gazdar comes up to the plate.
How bad was that throw to first base? I thought it was tag zone. Yeah. But what is it going to do, though? It's how you want a baseman.
Breaking ball in for strike 1, and Chatterton will reach second. (5-1) Boulder, bottom of the 5th. 2 outs in the second of this doubleheader between the Collegians of Spradley and the hometown Boulder Collegians. As the 0-1 pitch comes in, and this one's shot back to bring up a quick 0-2 for Gazdar.
Everybody clap your hands. Come on. Check it.
0-2 pitch from McIntyre coming up. Another foul ball.
Oh, they come. I needed them.
The 0-2 outside, ball 1.
What's one there's too much silence?
1-2 pitch coming up for Gazdar from McIntyre. One, two. This one, a slow roller to second. Cannot be handled, and Chatterton's going to go all the way home. So mishandled in the infield, but another RBI from Gazdar.
Now batting for the Collegians, number 5, Gary Fisher.
Strike one on the catcher, Garrett Fisher.
15. Yeah, still we don't. 4 of them.
0-1. This one's in the zone for strike number 2. John Gazdar at first. On deck is Sean D. The 0-2, that one high. Fisher patient right now, waiting for the right pitch here. As he's 0 for 2 on the day, wants to certainly get some hits going here. The 1-2.
No, I don't know. It's just
Outside for 2-2. Two outs for McIntyre, looking to get out of this one and get into the top of the 6th, as this pitch is off speed in for strike 3, and that catches Fisher looking. And so Boulder Collegians get 2 more in the bottom of the 5th to increase their lead to 6-1. We'll be right back with the top of the 6th. New pitcher coming in for Boulder, as Henninger finishes his day with 5 shutout innings and 7 strikeouts. We'll be right back from Boulder. Top of the 6th inning we go with number 5, excuse me, Brody Blackford, the 3rd baseman, up to the plate. Garrett Jensen, the right-handed pitcher, coming in to replace Carter Henninger here in the 6th inning. Garrett Jensen, a right-handed pitcher out of San Francisco State. Jensen warmed up a little bit in that last game, was going to come in and replace Theo Dobkins, but that game ended prematurely, as this one is sent into left field and handled by Upstill. Jensen, a little upset that the game ended early. He was warm, he was ready, but he knew his time would come today, as he gets a quick out number 1, and Tyler Barth, the first baseman, comes up to the plate. First pitch. This one is dug into center field and easily caught by Vogel. So quick 2 outs for Jensen. as he will try to continue on the solid pitching performances from today.
Now batting number 2, Ryan Down.
Two out pitch from Jensen is low for ball 1. Ryan Downs up to the plate as this one's outside again for ball 2. Again, only a 7-inning game here. As this one is shot into the gap between short and third for a base hit for Downs. And that gets a runner on for Brock Rodriguez. Two outs, runner on first. As this one is chop foul.
It's the road.
We want to give a quick shout out to Holiday Inn and Suites here in Boulder, Colorado for sponsoring the Collegians and also helping out with housing this year. This one's sent into deep right center. Easily handled there by Sean D. And a quick 1-2-3. Well, it wasn't a 1-2-3 inning, but still four batters, 3 outs. Only 1 runner gets on for Garrett Jensen in the inning he pitches as Tim McIntyre comes back onto the mound to pitch for Spradley. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 6th inning here from Boulder. Back bottom of the 6th inning. Likely could be the last inning that the Collegians pitch today as Sean D comes up to lead off for Boulder. Sean D with a skipper to second base. This one thrown to first for an easy out.
Now batting for the Boulder Collegians, number 9, AJ Ruka.
Rucco, the designated hitter for this second game, comes up for his 3rd at bat. A pair of strikeouts for him. He'll look to get something going as an off-speed pitch from McIntyre. Sinks right into the zone there for strike number 1. Oh, 1. This one tipped back, and a quick 0-2 count is coming up.
I strike it out. I come back. It's like, don't ever throw a sugar ball.
And that one's in for strike 3 as Ruko takes the 3rd strikeout of the 2nd game. And that brings up 2 outs with up still coming up.
Boulder Collegians, number 23.
Now batting for the Boulder Collegians, number 23, Nick Upstill.
First pitch way inside for ball 1. Second pitch, chop to second, handled easy from Spradley, and they get the force out at first. So that'll do it for the 6th inning. Collegians, Boulder held scoreless there in the bottom of the 6th, still leading 6-1. And the Boulder Collegians will look like they will bring out their closer, Lucas Quezada, to try and close this one out and send the guys home with a 2nd W on the day. So we'll be right back from Scott Carpenter here in the as we head into the top of the 7th. Lucas Quezada comes in, top of the 7th inning to try and close this one out. Lucas Quezada, pretty much the designated closer here this season for Boulder, has had some success but struggled a bit in that first game against the Colorado Lumberjacks earlier this week. So definitely wants to get back on the mound, have a strong outing, and regain some of that confidence as he finds the strike zone there for 1-1.
Bite me, baby.
1-1.
Entire family tree.
This one's outside for 2-1. Two one pitch. Chopped back. Up to bat right now is Mason Chandler, the right fielder.
I shoved it down my throat today. You did. Both of us did.
Yeah. Can we turn that on the Boulder thing? Yeah, say shut it out.
2-2 pitch coming up. This one.
No.
Looks like it may have caught the inside of the zone. Certainly the catcher Garrett Fisher thought
Hey, we
so.
did practice it.
And that one brings up a full count.
Can't happen in this one.
3-2. Swung, and that one is barely tipped. Fisher barely drops that one. And that keeps the at-bat alive, 3-2.
Everybody clap your hands. Come on, Jack.
Dude, when you played that shark song, that fired me up, dude.
3-2. And this one is high for ball 4. So first batter coming up here in the top of the 7th is a walk. That is Mason Chandler. And coming up now is CJ Pino, the designated hitter.
Oh my.
This one tipped back foul. Oh, 1. Quezada with a look over his left shoulder as he goes into his windup. This one shot to second. Miguel fumbles it, but is able to get the force out at first. Unable to turn 2, but a good recovery from Miguel to able to get that force out. And so that gets 1 out. That also advances Mason Chandler to second base, puts a runner in scoring position.
Let's go, Lucas! Found me, baby.
One 0 pitch. Down and outside for ball 2.
Hey, finish it here, Lucas. This is it, right?
2-0 in the on-deck circle. Number 22, Kyle Jamison at the top of the order. 2-0 pitches in. This one swung on and missed. Strike 1.
Fill me up. Short shorts. Chevy's on. Ace Dukes. Billy Jameson. 3-inch seats.
As that one is tipped back in, so Quezada catches up in the count here to bring up a 2-2. Runner on second. As that off-speed pitch drops outside of the zone and brings up another full count. So Quezada finds himself back into a 3-2 predicament here with 1 out, runner on second base. This pitch is in and high, ball 4. And so Quezada finding himself in that pickle there, 3-2, twice already in this inning, and now has walked 2 batters. But here he comes, number 22, Kyle Jamison, up to the plate to try and maybe get something going, get some runs in for Spradley here in the final inning of play.
Hey, you gotta.
Dude, every time I say call mine, it just sounds so weird. Is that the actual high school? That's true. Hey, pound it, kid. 1 pitch away.
Yeah, 1 outside for ball 1.
You use Apple Music?
Fastball in. That's how I got all my numbers.
1-1. This one gets away from Fisher, and both runners will advance to second and third. Two runners in scoring position now, as Quezada still looks to close this one out and help the Boulder Collegians escape with another league win, as the 2-1 pitch is in, and this one outside once more, 3-1.
Whoa.
3-1 outside, and that will load the bases. And Fisher, and it looks like Tony Rucco will come to the plate to have a word, or come to the mound to have a word with their closer. Looks like the whole infield's going to come in here.
Hey, Bridgeville, Lucas!
Quezada, after having a few words with his teammates and his manager, ready to come out here with 1 out. As the first pitch in here is in. And no swing check there, and it looks like it's going to be called for ball 1. Jaden Cordova at the plate. This one catches the inside of the zone, strike 1. And definitely a much-needed strike there for Quezada. One Quezada through his progressions, and this one is shot back, and so 1-2.
Hey, finish it!
Everybody clap your hands. Come on, Doc.
One, two, as this one is popped up into shallow left. Miguel calls off Ackerman and is able to make the play. And so a good hustle play there from Miguel, using his speed to get out there down the third base line, get the out, and
I'm making it.
halt any other runners from advancing.
Not bad.
And so here comes up Brody Blackbird to try and
Now
get
batting number 5,
someone
Brody
home here for
Blackburn.
Spradley, as with 2 outs, Quezada is only 1 out away from sealing this league victory for Boulder. First pitch in, and this one low for ball 1.
Go Lucas!
Bases loaded.
It wasn't really annoying me. It was annoying Brady, which was annoying me. Brady picked the play, but it wasn't even your.
Wait, it's shortstop?
Yeah.
1-0.
How does he keep playing it on?
Hard pitch there, catches Blackford swinging hard for strike 1.
It was kind of funny when I was up there, but I'm like, I can't.
1-1, 2 outs. Boulder leading Spradley 6-1 here in the top of the 7th of this second game in this doubleheader, as this off-speed pitch is in and sinks into the zone for strike number 2. And so Quezada 1 pitch away from ending this thing here tonight on Friday night on a beautiful evening here in Boulder, Colorado. The 1-2 as Quezada goes through his progressions. Pitch is in, and this one is sent into left field, caught easily by Upstill, and that will do it. Boulder Collegians defeat these Spradley Collegians in game number 2 by a score of 6-1. Their second win of the evening, as they also captured game number 1 9-0. Carter Henninger getting the win this evening for Boulder, pitching 5 innings, only 1 run given up, 7 strikeouts, excuse me. And Lucas Quezada coming in and getting the save. So great work here from Boulder. They'll have a quick turnaround if they come back tomorrow for a non-league matchup with the Hazelarks in the first of their 2-game series with them. They'll play the Hazelarks tomorrow night at 7 p.m. And then on Sunday, 4th of July, for the holiday, they'll take on the Hazelarks at 5 p.m. Both games will be live streamed. Tomorrow's game will be live streamed on the Hazelarks YouTube channel. Both on Sunday, on Sunday's game will be streamed both on the Hazelarks YouTube channel and here on the Boulder Collegians YouTube channel. So both games will be able to be streamed. And both games can also be watched here at Scott Carpenter Park, free admission for anyone to come. We want to thank everyone that came out to the ball game tonight. We want to thank our vendors, SB Street Eats and Baseline Liquors. Great work from everyone out here for the Boulder Collegians to come out here with a 6-1 victory and a 9-0 victory to capture 2 crucial league wins against the visiting Spradley Collegians. As for everyone here up in the press booth, shout out to the pitching staff for the Collegians coming up here, for the Boulder Collegians coming up here, running PA, running music, running stats, helping me run the live stream smoothly. So we want to thank them as well. For everyone here, we want to thank you guys for tuning in, and we want to wish you guys a happy 4th of July and a safe 4th of July weekend. That is all from us here from the Boulder Collegians. Have a good one.